Hello and welcome back to another video. And if this is your first time here, my name is Mindy. And for the past 2.5 years, I've been living out of my 2003 HondaElement. And I've been traveling around North America. But now I'm living in a tiny home. Today is October 10th, and well, fall is definitely here. Oh, and these are my favorite days for showering outside. If you wonder where I shower, my shower's outside. Coming off the road and coming back indoors, as I call it, was a tough transition, but also a necessary transition. So earlier this year, when I got back to Oregon, I found out that I have a pretty serious back issue and I'm working on it. And well, as you can see here, I'm much more mobile, but it doesn't come without a cost of heat. So here I'm putting an electric blanket on my bed. Do you guys make your bed every day? I've been testing out this electric blanket on my Jackery Explorer 1000. And I'm finding that it doesn't use a lot of watts. So if our power does go down this winter, I do have one way to keep myself warm while in bed. There's something about putting your bed together, each day when you get up. Also, my space is one big long room. It's 435 square feet. So everything, I can see everything all day long. And well, it's just a good habit for me. I always made my bed every day in my van so that when I opened the doors, and if I met someone spontaneously, I was proud to show them my home. Something else that I've been relying on daily is this UTK infrared gemstone heating mat. It's got tourmaline and I think amethyst in it. It has been instrumental in keeping my back healthy. But yep, okay, so that's the first chore done. Look at this beautiful view. Fall is in the air. I just love it. I recently was getting over that ick, so I've got my arsenal of cold medicine on my night table. Nice little collection library of things to read. All right, first chore is done of the day. Bed is made. Got a nice new doormat for fall. Speaking of fall, we need to make something delicious. Okay, so here's that piece of furniture that I built, and I like it. You know, it matches the height of the counter, but this is the one here. Excuse the mess. Remember, I'm moving in still. This is the one that I had there, and I think I like the way that this one looked here, so I am going to change it again. Leave a comment below and tell me, do you like this one here? And then I'll patch in when I move this one over, and you can tell me which way you like it. On my last video, I was showing you fermented foods, and oh, look at my fridge. I have no room left. It's all full of refrigerator pickles. So I've got refrigerated beets, refrigerated onions, pickled onions, cucumber, and carrots. All the way to the back of my fridge. There's absolutely no room left for food. I'm going to be a pickled lady. I love it. And when the pickled foods are finished, I do pickle shots from the pickle juice. So with my recent diagnosis, it includes inflammation. And so I've been diving deep into the internet on anti-inflammatory foods, and I found this viral recipe for butter beans and harissa with all of these ingredients. I'm also adding to mine some Hon-Shimeji, I think that's how you say it, beach mushrooms, and some spices, kale and Italian parsley. This is going to be really good. So starting out with 2 cans of beans, you want to open them and strain them and rinse them. Next, I'm going to get my veggie stock ready. So I'm going to make 1 cup of this Better Than Bouillon veggie stock. I follow the recipe on the side of the jar. I might add a little more flavor to mine for that umami taste. I find that starting this and just setting it aside and mixing it together helps to prepare it. When using a cutting board, I recommend getting a no slippy slip mat to go underneath it. That way it doesn't slide around. You don't cut your fingers off. Just a safety tip. And then first thing up in this recipe is a shallot. So just finely or roughly chopped, your decision. It's up to you. Once you get all these ingredients chopped up and then set aside, your mise en place, as it were, the recipe moves along quite quickly. So next I am finely chopping a white onion. Now all of these ingredients are listed below the video in the description. Just click on see more and you'll see how all of these things are anti-inflammatory. Putting that onion in an onion keeper. Do you guys use an onion keeper? That's how I know I've got half a sliced onion and I don't slice another one. That's always a problem. Next up I have garlic. So as I was saying, all of these fun little gadgets that I'm using in this vlog today are listed below in the description, and you can find links to get these products for yourself if you would like to. I find all the things that I use very handy and make cooking real easy. So this is my latest new kitchen toy. This garlic press. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so easy and slick. Next up, I'm going to prepare the Hon-Shimeji mushrooms, or brown beach mushrooms. These are easy to prepare. I just cut out the center because that seems kind of stiff and woody. And then once it's out, I just start to peel the mushrooms off of it and make little single ones. These are so chocked full of protein. Next, I've chopped up the dinosaur kale, and I'm just going to give that a rinse. Everything is almost ready. We just have one more ingredient, and that is to rough chop some sun-dried tomatoes. I love how these added a wonderful flavor to this dish. Setting those aside, it's now time to get our pan out, get our stove heated up, and start cooking off this recipe. Look at all those ingredients. Doesn't that look good? You guys are not going to believe how tasty this is. I mean, I can't even say enough about it. This pan is by Our Place. It's non-toxic and it's non-stick, but I like to give a little bit of oil to the pan and heat it up, get it nice and coated evenly. And then I'm going to saute the ingredients in order. So I start off with the shallot, and they're a bit firmer, so they take a little longer to cook up. So I just get those sauteing first. Next, I'm going to add in the white onion and give those a nice little stir. And then after a few minutes, when the shallots and onions are a bit more opaque, I add the garlic. I find that doing this in this order really helps the vegetables be more evenly cooked. Just opening the windows to let some of the smell out. The dog will be here soon. That's always his signal to come and check on me. It is now time to add the Hon-Shimeji or brown beach mushrooms to this dish. Next up, I'm going to add some garlic powder, nice generous amount. Then I'm adding some onion powder, again, nice generous amount. I add this when I add the mushrooms because it helps flavor the mushrooms. So ground black pepper. Oh, this looks good. And lastly, some pink Himalayan salt. I add my kale in at this point because I don't like it like wax paper in my dish. I like it sauteed. You do have to cook it to make it more tender. And now you're just patient with the sauteing mushrooms and the kale. And they will cook down and cook together and marry their flavors together. With those mushrooms and kale cooked down, it's now time to add the sun-dried tomatoes. Mixing it all together and letting those tomatoes get warmed up, it's now time to add the beans. Now you don't want to strongly mix the beans, you just want to kind of fold the kale and the mushrooms in with the beans, because the beans will just get smashed and broken apart. Okay, so this is where the menu changes. I didn't know my harissa was going to be moldy. So I've added the coconut milk, thrown the harissa out, and now I'm thinking about how to save this recipe. I know I'll figure it out. And while I'm thinking about how to figure this out, I'm going to add a little bit more of the veggie stock. So contemplating on how to fix this recipe, I decided to look at the ingredients on the side of the harissa jar. More importantly, the spices. And I've come up with this new idea. So using coriander seeds, cumin seeds, turmeric, and paprika, I'm going to grind the seeds in my little blender. Oh, oops. But first I got to get this lid cleaned off. Okay, so back to the spices. So I'm measuring out to start with half a teaspoon, I think, or maybe a 1 teaspoon. Yeah, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of each one to the little blender, and then I'm going to grind them up. Guys, fresh ground spices are the way to go. So a quick little grind, and there they are. I'm going to add that to the dish now as well. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I wish we had smell-o-vision. This smells so good. So I'm adding a teaspoon of turmeric and a good sprinkle, healthy sprinkle of paprika, also anti-inflammatory. There's research links in the description below if you want to see how anti-inflammatory this recipe is. So adding the rest of the stock to it, and now it's just time for it to simmer and those flavors to come together. Helping to up the protein of this meal, and well, come on, a good stewy broth is good with bread. This is a whole wheat sourdough. I got it from one of the bakeries close to where I live. Oh,
are you here to check things out? Oh, look at. Oh. Does that smell good? Yeah, it smells really good, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Okay, I think it's ready. This isn't for puppers though. Ow, that lid is hot.
Well, it's safe to say this is pupper approved, but now that that's served up, I'm going to add a few more things on top for flavor and nutrition. So I like nutritional yeast. This has lots of vitamins and minerals in it. And then the last thing I'm adding to all of my dishes right now, you'll see this common theme on my channel, is Italian flat leaf parsley. Just look up the health benefits of this. It's also a great flavor. Kind of adds like a little miniature salad.
Oh, look at that. Mmm. I aced it. I saved it. Like, oh, ooh, I'm gonna love this one. Mmm, mmm. And the best part too is, having bread with it. Oh, dipping the bread in. Mmm.
Well, if you don't believe me, try this recipe for yourself. It has over 1 million views on YouTube. Okay, so here's that piece of furniture that I built. And I like it. It matches the height of the counter. But this is the one here. Excuse the mess. Remember, I'm moving in still. This is the one that I had there. And I think I like the way that this one looked here. So I am going to change it again. Leave a comment below and tell me, do you like this one here? And then I'll patch in when I move this one over. And you can tell me which way you like it. Okay, so I've put the white one back here. I do think it looks a lot cleaner and nicer with the cabinets. And then I've moved this one right here. And what I love about it is underneath there's a light. And I have a remote control. Let's see here. I can make it purple, blue. So that's pretty cool. And aesthetically, I just think it looks good with this dresser here. Now, I know it's a lot of dressers, but, I live in 435 square feet, and I don't have a lot of storage. And this is what you don't see. Oh my God. I'm still sorting through all of this stuff, and I'm going to put it right there. Well, if you're still here, I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end. And if you enjoy this part of my life, going from off the road into a tiny house, then please subscribe to my channel. Don't worry, Tank and Ninth are still with me, and I plan on doing more travel. My back is feeling better, and I have an adventure coming up soon to share with you. So please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me where you're tuning in from, and I thank you for being here, and make it a beautiful weekend. Bye!